Hey everyone, this is Villains Man, wrapping up session 16 of our very epic The Ancient War Reborn. I'm your DM, JVD.
Evan the Great for the Villains Man, playing Lou the Silver String, the Elven Bard. Tinkle Tinkle, here comes the giant. I don't know.
I'm the Bearded Wonder with the Villains Man, and I'm playing Vesper Nor, Uno.
I am Smiley, playing Ordning. I'm confused about Tinkle Tinkle, I'm sorry.
I'm Vesper. Vesper, you can give a final recap for the session.
Alright, so we invaded this compound that the giants had, and they had orcs and ogres and everything in here, and we stormed the gates, and we did a lot of slaughter.
We did do a lot of slaughter.
Everything was going
They
really
usually
good.
horrified of us.
And then Harshnag fell, and things started looking a little darker. And then Luda came through with the healing spell for Harshnag, and now Harshnag has their chief on the ground with an axe to the back of her neck.
Alright, as you can see, this enormous, blubbery female hill giant, as Harshnag just grabbed her by the head and bent her over what he can, she's so massive, puts his axe to her head, demands their surrender. And as these two hill giants and this Etten and these bugbears come running out of the back of this feast hall, they slow down and you can see that they're concerned. And you could see, I mean, they look at all the carnage that you guys have caused. And just a pile of bodies in this area.
Just giants, ogres, everything.
And I mean, you can tell they're very, very hesitant.
Like, how many orcs did we kill the round that they appeared?
Roland, based on where you're at, roll me a perception.
10.
You're so caught up watching these two orcs behind you. Luda's there. Luda, roll me one as well.
12.
Okay. You guys are very, very caught up. I mean, you got weapons drawn on these orcs. You're not very sure what's about to happen, and it's very tense and very quiet, and it seems like it goes on forever. And then finally, the Itten throws down its tree. These giants throw down their clubs and whatnot.
The drop the rocks.
The orcs drop their great axes and they kind of like put their hands up. This will now turn your attention, Luda and Roland, and from the back, you see these hobgoblins come marching in. And they've got two bugbears in tow with them. Literally, this is what's left of this compound. This is how much you guys have ran through. And you can see, I mean, they're blocking their door with spears, these hobgoblins are, just in case anything gets out of control. Harshnag tells them in Giant, he says, tell them to go away. It's an intimidation check that works, 14. She says, go, leave. And they all kind of look around and she says, now! And it just echoes throughout the walls. And these hobgoblins back here, they back up. The Etten stands at the door. He's just like pushing both these giants through. And he's just, both heads are just kind of watching. And they wind up backing up. The goblins on the back row, they take off running down that staircase back between the Etten's legs. And they leave.
And what's with the goblins?
You all can now breathe a sigh of relief after everything that's going on. Okay, now, how long does comprehend languages last? Like 2 hours. 2 hours? Okay. And you're now the only one here that speaks giant.
It's comprehend, I speak.
Well, no, but I mean, you understand what he's going to say. And no one else has any way to chime in on the conversation that's about to happen.
Nope.
Okay, so are you?
Written.
No, it won't be written. She's a hill giant. So I guess you're going to be a mediator to everybody else.
Yeah, I'll relay what I'm being told.
Okay. Harshnag lets her go, and the wheels finally buckle underneath this massive hill giant. And he asked her, did she go to the temple? And you're sitting there, where was everybody else at this time?
I guess we'll.
Like all these, and these ones here backed off and everything.
Oh yeah, they're backing up here with the goblins
here
and
with us.
whatnot.
Oh yeah,
I'll
definitely.
probably,
I'm gonna have Robuski watch my back.
kind of keeping an eye on the doors, making sure that they don't bust back in.
Yeah, I got a Robuski watching my back here.
You
This
guys got
door.
that one, I'll watch this one.
The weapon's drawn still, just, you know.
Yeah, you could tell she's completely terrified. He lets go of her and she kind of just bobs back. And from
Leave
underneath,
alone when they don't fall down.
yeah, like the part gives way when she does it, and she kind of just jiggles when she does. A goblin falls out from underneath the fold of her stomach.
Is it dead?
No, it's alive. And it gets up and it looks at you guys and it runs. But yeah, that's actually in the book. Yeah, it's a goblin in the folds of Glug's flesh. And I mean, you can tell it's just extremely happy to be out of there, and it runs. So if one of you guys want to do anything with a goblin, feel free to snatch him up. But I mean,
Or just snatch them up.
you're gonna have to roll me an intimidation check because he's ready.
I got advantage on this.
Because you have advantage.
You did.
That's
Got
weird.
my eye.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you gotta use intimidation. I forgot
If
about
I've been
that.
using disadvantage of perception this whole time.
Yeah, I was gonna say I probably forgot all about that.
That 20.
Oh.
Hey, he
This
stops.
goblin is all yours.
He doesn't understand Jordan, but he just stops because you yell at
I
him.
said it, common.
Okay, he doesn't understand comedy.
That point beside me.
He looks at Gug and Gug goes, like motions with her head towards you, and he gets on his knees and he puts his hands up. Like, you understand Goblin?
Goblin languages.
Understands Goblin.
I think it's
Nobody. He says, "Don't hurt me." Don't, he's like, "Biggie, please don't hurt
Almost
me."
ready to swear on him.
And then he just
You should pet his head.
crawls over there on his elbows and knees and gets in front of you.
You'd be like, good Dobby. Good Dobby. He's our house elf now.
I need an assistant with small hands.
Harshnag, this is on giant, which you're translating in correct order. He asked her, why would she steal the food from people? And you could see her, she kind of, like she fidgets, like she doesn't want to answer, and then he screams it at her. And she tells him when the Ordning was broken, she had her clan take her to the Eye of the Allfather to question an oracle. She was told hill giant kin were too dumb to ascend to the peak of hierarchy, and that their existence was to be the army needed for the coming war. This had angered her so much, she decided to defy the giant gods and become big enough for them to take notice.
I relay all that to him.
Anything from any of you guys?
Yeah,
I'll say, well, she got big enough.
So the giant guy told her that
What
this
is
is
the
the
giant
giant
I like literally, she's almost twice as wide
Twice.
as She's considered gargantuan just because of her size.
What is the
Basically, she's saying that the giant god basically said the hill giants are meant to be an army to fight this upcoming war.
Mm-hmm.
What is the coming war?
Yes, Harshnag. That's
That's
it.
it.
I'm asking Harshnag.
He looks at you and he looks at her. She says, she doesn't know.
Well, we know.
Does she know anything about dragons by any chance?
Harshnag asked her, and she says, "Dragons eat everything." So she says,
Even more of a reason for them to fight against them.
Can you ask her about the fire giant raids? What she knows about that?
she doesn't know anything.
If there's a coming war, then everyone has a place in it. Fire giants are craftsmen, they'll be crafting the weapons for the war.
So Harshnag, how do we handle this? What do we do? She don't know anything. What do you want to do? It's your lead.
He's going to the temple of the Allfather.
I agree with him.
So how do we get out of here, Harshnag? Do we take her as hostage with us, or what?
He kind of laughs. He says,
Are you
"I don't
going
think
to
she's
Canada?"
going anywhere."
Well, I can see that, but How do we get out of here without more combat?
How much is
I don't
it like
think-
for the
No
what's
offense,
the-
Harshnag, but I think you took a little bit of damage. So
You all took a little
Yeah,
bit.
he's pretty beat up. Like he's
I'll
huffing
walk
and
over to
puffing.
him and I'll give you my last 10 points of lay on hands. Heal him up.
I can heal him all the way up probably with my first little spells.
If you want to, no, I doubt it. Okay. You how much you healing for, Roland?
10.
So he's at 27. Can you give him 111 hit points?
Let's see. Probably not.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
I can give him
What's
two.
your,
I can give him two
swamp
more,
max?
but I'm saving that second level spot to bring Tiberius back.
What's your
The
warlock
max
stat?
I can do right now is 6d8 plus 3d2. That's not going to give him 111.
You also have
but
2d6.
That's the max I
I
can give
do got
him.
healing dice from the warlock thing. I didn't even got that one down. Sweet.
Yeah, what they did it.
I'll ask Harshnag. I'll be like, they don't. Hill giants don't have treasure, do they?
He's like,
Giants and
he says he wouldn't be surprised if there's some here. He says, "Where's your treasure?" And he kind of shakes her, and she's like she doesn't want to. You understand Goblin?
Yeah.
He says it's underneath her, is what he tells you.
oh, it's underneath her.
Yes, stay with me, my little friend.
I like patting on the head.
He smiles. He's got all these pointy. He's like,
Man, I'll even grab out a silver piece and toss it to him.
he grabs it.
I give him a gold.
You throw the ship silver. He goes to catch it. You toss the gold. He doesn't worry about silver, and he grabs the gold. And then he'll look at you like and he looks at the silver. He looks at Ord. He looks at the
You
silver,
can point it to him.
and then he'll get over there on his elbows and knees and pick it up, and he bites both of them. He stuffs them in his loincloth. He reeks. He stinks.
Oh, I bet. Those river down.
But you're a dwarf, so it's okay.
No, this is awful.
Prestidigitation, clean him up immediately. He's the cleanest
reactive.
goblin you've ever seen.
Harshnag grabs her underneath the arms, almost like he's going to give her a double hook suplex, and literally just takes all he's got and pulls her off.
Rupert will help in any way capacity he can.
No, you're gonna have. He tells you guys to move.
Yeah.
Just throw her.
And you ain't gotta move it. I mean, literally, he grabs her and just.
Oh, look at this. Wow.
And I mean, it's this big block sound as he just pulls her off of this cart. She has some treasure underneath her.
And I got a bag of holding something in.
There is a seashell.
Detect magic.
Glows.
I'll identify everything later.
Yeah.
Also, what glows underneath there is, oddly enough to you, a wooden sword.
I like this.
Are there any shiny pieces?
Oh yeah, there's quite a bit underneath her.
Seashell, wooden sword.
All reeks of ass.
All
And
right.
half of it goes to the party fund.
See here.
Start reaching.
Okay, underneath her there is a jar of ointment, a really nice hand axe. This is everything glows. A potion, a bag that looks very similar to Ord's bag, and another potion. Also, there are tons of copper, silver, electrum, and gold pieces. There is a wooden rocking horse that's broken. There is some gems, a small coffer underneath her wagon, another coffer. There's a statue of a green halfling with a pipe, and some other stuff, which I'll give all to you guys later.
I look over to you.
But that
Oh,
is
it's clean though.
But that's what glows to you. This seashell, this wooden sword, the axe,
No,
some
I'll identify when we
potions.
get out of here.
So,
I'm just putting everything in my bag.
okay, so you're gonna start putting it in your bag.
Yeah.
There's a ton of treasure. But
I won't
underneath
put
it-
the other bag in my bag, but I'm scared.
It's all
I'm gonna throw the
covered
other bag in his bag.
in piss and shit.
Prestidigitation as I'm doing it.
I mean,
Best cantrip ever.
We'll tell Harshnag we'll give him some if he wants some.
so he
Later,
tells you
when we get out of here.
none of that fits him.
Okay.
The rocking horse is rather
No,
nice.
you go to grab the seashell, and it's a seashell to him size.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like this big, and he picks this up, and he looks at it, and he puts it in his bag.
Would you like to know what it does?
He says we'll worry about it later.
Oh.
He looks at, takes her and he's like, cover the doorway. And he grabs her by her feet and starts pulling her.
I'll help her. Me and Rupert will help him. Rupert has to strength at 20.
Oh, he can drag her. If you've got a hip strength, he says, open this grate.
This one?
Yep.
Rupert will over there and just.
He tells you cover the exit, and he's like, I'm gonna put her in here.
You're gonna be over here with it?
Yeah.
You guys move this grate, and it's like a 40-foot drop. And he said, if anything, this will buy us time. And he drags her, and she's like, no, no, and her little flabby arms are like kicking around. She's like doing all she can to prevent him.
Honorable.
Huh?
How do you get honorable?
Who?
The hill giant.
You can't speak common. She don't speak common.
Fair enough.
Yeah, she doesn't speak common. You say something to her, and she's just. I mean, and if you get close,
Obviously have him.
if you guys are close enough, she's gonna attempt to grab you.
I'm watching the door.
I move out of the way.
I mean,
I'll put the goblin at the
that's why he keeps telling you guys to get out of the way. And he's gonna drag her. He gets around the grate, and he drags her, shoves her in. She falls. You hear all these pigs start to squeal underneath, and she.
Oh my God.
And there's a big splash. And she screams and she cries, help! Help! And you can look, there's torches lit in there, and she falls into a small river, and all these pigs have scattered out around her, and she's just sitting there, kicking and screaming.
I wouldn't be surprised if
Who
her.
remembers the old show Dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Dr. Mama.
Yeah.
Remember how he would just sit there
Yeah.
and he would kick his head? That's what it looks like. She's on her back. He tells you we need to leave.
Hey, that's what we do.
Are we taking the goblin?
I'm gonna take the goblin.
You're taking this goblin?
Yes.
All right. Okay, I look up his name real quick. So you've gathered this treasure. You have
Too common.
survived a frontal assault.
We made a
Grub
our frontal assault.
He's limping out of here, Harshnag, because he's pretty beat up.
I'll give him another cure wounds, although I don't think it'll matter much.
I'm burning
You
my.
ain't gonna burn nothing.
Okay, I'm about to say
Um,
try to heal him up as best we can.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Are you going to be selfish and hold that spell for your deer, or are you going to bother to heal him?
I can give him a cure wounds and whatever's left from him, the warlock, but the second level spell.
Your
is
deer
a
comes back
time period.
full hit points wherever you cast it again.
What?
Well, you can just cast it again and it'll come back full hit points.
Second level spell.
Well, what I'm saying is, are you being selfish and holding all that spells back?
Not all of them. No, I'm just level 2 slot. I'll give him the rest of them cure wounds.
Okay. So, you guys will limp out of Drug Hog alive. Harshnag and tow some magic items at a destination. Head back to camp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Harshnag, is it too much to ask if we go with you to the eye?
He would appreciate the company. He feels that you're almost now part of this as he is. And he asks you, it's a long journey.
Aye, that's fine.
I'll
I have
give
a
him
suspicion that
I know he's like really huge, but I'll give him a fist bump. Like,
He'll poke a finger out,
I'll be like,
tap your fist.
yeah.
But he doesn't understand.
Well, when I see the look of confusion, I'll be like, it's like a good job thing. Good job.
I have a suspicion that our dragons and their giants are the two sides of the ancient war.
Signifies camaraderie.
This trip is probably just as long as your caravan march. And he says, and it's going to get cold.
Have fun with the cold.
No, you're going into the spine of the world.
Yeah,
Cold.
so we probably need to like.
Like,
Is there any place
Make
we
a
can?
fire.
and I mean, you're in the month of the fading. By the time you get there, it's gonna be winter.
So is there a place we
So
can
Roland
stop
was
and get
born in the
warmer
month of the
clothes?
fade.
Oh yeah, on your way there. But here's the thing: you might have to do it without him though, because he's not gonna take the chance of going into a town and draw attention to himself.
Well, I mean, if
We'll
we can
just visit the
He tells you.
if he can wait.
He tells you if she, because no one bothered to get her name, he didn't care about her name, tells you that she is smart enough to go to the temple of the Allfather, and by having this conch, he pulls out the shell. He says she's a giant lord. She is able to, she's been at the court of Maelstrom, King Hikaton. And he holds the court for all the giants in the north. He's like, I'm going to go to the Eye and see if I can't find answers. He's like, but if she knows about it, this surely all the other giant lords, all the giant lords in the north know about it. He's like, and I need answers.
We'll go with you.
He tells you the trip is
We're
long.
looking for can be
He
found in the
said
same place.
the trip is harsh. We go to the north.
We're down.
Hey,
So you're in on going?
Aye.
All right. Throw out the map here. Your days from Waterdeep. The next town you can go to is Womford, which I do believe has been sacked. We backtrack here some. Pull up my notes. Yes. It was attacked by hill giants. You didn't actually go there. This was actually not that long ago. This was 19 days ago that hill giants attacked Womford. They destroyed the grain mills in the process on the north side docks. So yeah, taking him there would not be the brightest idea.
Okay, well, if he
He can high
if
off
he can
the
wait
side,
for
yeah,
us,
he's fine with
and
that.
we'll go get some warmer clothes or something there.
He tells you if you're smart enough, you'll wait till you get farther north, because then you're gonna find better equipment for the north.
Okay, yeah. that's
we'll
fine.
just
Actually get up there and then find somebody that knows how to make clothes for that.
He tells you you can go through. He says your last stop on the way here is Mirabar.
hey.
Not that he knows any of your past, but that will be your last stop, and civilization will be Mirabar.
Are you comfortable going into bed?
But it'll be cold, way cold, before you even get there. He tells you he doesn't plan on sticking to any of the roads, but he's telling you, once you get into the Spinal World, Mirabar is your closest town. So let's see, oh, never mind, I told you Womford, never mind, I'm a little further north. Ballard would be your next closest town, and then Yaltar. I don't think any of those towns were attacked. No. So any of them towns you might want to start buying their clothes in, because he's going to literally cut straight up through the Destarian Hills, through Destarian Valley,
We'll wait till we get to that last town.
up through the Lurkwood, and into the spine of the world.
God, that's all I'm taking.
Yeah, we'll wait till we get to that. Was it Yorktown?
Yartar or Ballard, whichever one. Ballard's pretty close.
Ballard?
It might be 3 days away.
Well, I guess we do it at Ballard, then we don't have to worry about going into any more towns.
So
It's
identify on
smart
stuff.
for us to.
Identify on stuff. All right.
What if I turn
Tell
to
him
a
to
bird
stop
to help
with
us
the
travel?
Johnny?
Yeah, I don't know if he can, I can't bring him with me.
You're asking to produce the seashell?
If he wants me to start with it.
Yeah. It's not here. Let me go to the magic item list that I have for you guys.
Well, since the
Okay,
identify is.
I will have to dig up the shell that's in this book. Let's start with the ointment. How many times you cast identify?
I get a ritual casting for free all day.
All day. Cool.
Yeah.
It's about a 10-minute thing, right? Ritual casting.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on, just go through the list. The ointment.
Yes.
Kikatom's ointment. Or Kikatom's ointment. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce that. Got a +1 hand axe. Anybody +1 hand axe? +1 hand axe.
I'll keep it.
Potion of greater healing.
Sounds essential.
Got a bag just like Organs. He probably doesn't even need to cast it to know what it is.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I've been
Bag of
interested in
holding.
one of those in a while, so.
Potion of water breathing.
I'm keeping that one. Best potion.
Now for the main event. Cast identify. This is probably the smartest thing you could have done. This is a conch of teleportation.
Oh.
This is an ordinary, a bit rather large conch shell that has been inscribed with the Uvar room. He cannot tell you what an Uvar room is. It is a giant room, but it's not native to this type of giants. It is 2.5 feet long, weighs 20 pounds.
I can read all writing though.
It's not writing. It's just rune markings. As an action, you can cast a teleportation spell by blowing into the shell. The destination is fixed, and there is no chance of either a mishap or the spell being off target. Anyone teleported by the conch appears in a specific location designated by the item's creator at the time the Uvar room is inscribed into the conch. It doesn't allow teleportation to any other destination. Once the spell is cast, the conch can't be used again until the next dawn.
Do I know where it's attached to?
Mm-mm. No, you
Don't
don't.
with identify?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Just do it.
He does.
I say that jokingly.
He doesn't know what it's for, but obviously it's giant related. He tells you the oracle can tell us.
Hey,
Probably use it and come right back here.
wooden sword?
Wooden sword?
Yeah.
It's
Curse item.
No. It's a legendary weapon. Woo! It's wooden sword, and down the blade it says practice on it.
Oh shit. Sounds
So
cursed.
now I've created, it's called the Blade of 1,000 Cuts.
I've heard of this before.
No, you haven't, because I just said I created it.
Death by 1,000.
Blade of 1,000.
Oh, Death by 1,000 Cuts is what I've heard of.
This is the Blade of 1,000 Cuts.
Is it a short sword?
It's a wooden practice sword.
Wooden practice sword. I want this thing.
Well, you can't have it. I think you're attuned out. I think you're attuned to 3 magic items. You've got a band, a glaive, and a cloak. Blade of 1,000 Cuts. I figured some
What's it
people
do?
are going to want this. I have it rolled out. I forgot to bring it with me. But it's a good thing I didn't
Well,
know.
what kind of sword does it count as? Does it count as a long sword or a short sword?
I don't know.
Because both of them are dex fighters.
Mm-mm. I don't know. You proficient with it? What swords are you proficient with?
Or Lucia can use it though. She's up front. I mean,
Well, hold up. What swords are you proficient with, Ward?
Don't think I am proficient with swords.
Well, then right for you, it's a wooden sword. It's a wooden long sword.
I
You don't have any
I
magic items,
have.
do you?
I have proficiency in swords.
Vesper don't have any?
I mean, I got the amulet.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Hey, that's the only thing either one of you guys got.
I thought you got one earlier. I might be
I
wrong.
did. I got a magic bow.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. Who's in more melee combat? You or
Give
Kurt?
him the bow.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was bad. I was like, okay, you don't have a ranged weapon, so I gave it to you because I was told it was a bow. Give Vesper the bow, and I'll give you the wooden sword.
I don't want a wooden sword.
It says practice on it.
Magic item. I'll give it to Vesper.
You don't want the sword? You want the sword?
Yeah.
Blade of 1,000 Cuts.
I just figured.
What is your preferred bladed weapon?
I'm gonna let Vesper have it. She don't have my magic item. And I can actually use the bow if I run out of spells.
Well, I got
I'll give you the cloak.
I have a short sword and a rapier.
What is your preferred blade weapon? Rapier can't be used.
Short sword.
Short sword.
This wooden sword, as soon as you grab it, transforms into a short sword.
I told you this.
The hilt and the handle are all gold and silver inlaid, and there is a clear gemstone set to the hilt. The blade doesn't even say practice, it's very well crafted. I don't have it written, but I can give you a good idea of what it does. You roll a d20. I made this weapon a long time ago, and I've always wanted to put it in a game, and if someone finally has it. Off the top of my head, I know what some of the stuff does. Just roll me a d20.
Stab yourself.
We got?
3.
Okay, I think a 3 makes it an elemental weapon. On 5, 10, 15, 20, 1, 5, 10, 15, you get an extra attack, and then you get a reroll. On 20, you get 2 extra attacks and a reroll.
Jeez, nice.
The blade of 1,000 cuts.
I love this.
So see if you roll another one of those,
You should
it's an extra, it's extra attacks and you get a reroll. Some of them will make your weapon all cold damage plus D6 cold. Lightning, all lightning damage, D6 lightning. All fire damage, D6 fire. The other one is thunder. All thunder damage with a D6 of thunder. One of them is an automatic crit. So if you get your attacks, you land on that, they're automatic crits. This thing literally is built for you to just keep slicing and slicing. It's the blade of 1,000 cuts. You cap out at 10 attacks. Number 1
I think it's
is an
crazy.
attack called
That's too
Flash.
good.
I think it's
Too
Flash
good.
Strike. You roll a 1 Flash Strike. Everybody within your side, you quickly move up strike, quickly move up strike, quickly move up strike. And then when you're done, you come back to your spot.
This is amazing.
If you roll a 1 and there's only one opponent, you immediately move up to them and make 3 attacks.
Nice. Can you send that to me on Messenger?
Oh yeah, well I will send it to you.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
It's too good. It's cursed. I'm telling you. There's no way the weapon would be that good.
Blade of 1,000 cuts.
This is gonna be the weapon he uses to take out the Zet.
Oh my god, yes it is.
It's meant for Evan. He didn't want it. He didn't want it. So, because I was like,
Thank you, Evan.
my idea is for Evan to get this. Because I'm like, when you take it, it turns into whatever weapon you want.
Yeah.
Blade weapon. It could be a long sword, a great sword, a scimitar, or a short sword.
Totally would have been a great sword with me.
You have more magic items than anybody.
Yeah.
At the time, he didn't have any magic items.
No one
I had a
else had
bow.
magic items.
No, that's
No one does.
Because
I
I
got
was gonna say
past
it's got
that.
Harbor Leaf on it, but in the moon, but you didn't want to have
Just
like
because
those
it's valid, it
out.
doesn't
keep
mean
it
I
down.
agree.
So, but yeah, Blade of 1,000 cuts.
Amazing.
I've always wanted to use this, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna throw this in this game, and it'll be under. I'm like, it's gonna be practice sword. I thought you guys would believe it, but he was like, detect magic. I'm like, okay, well now you have it. Blade of 1,000 cuts.
Nice.
And I'll send you everything. It's pretty awesome.
It's cursed.
You might wind up just doing nothing but attacks, but eventually, like, well, I've got 4 attacks, reroll. Well, now they're all cold damage. So it's pretty insane. It is by far the most powerful magic item that'll be in this game, and now you have
What
it.
is the downside? Is the question. It's cursed.
We'll find
I
out.
have to give it blood.
Tell you, the fucking thing is
God,
cursed.
you gotta feed it
I've
blood.
never seen a powerful.
We'll find
I gotta
out.
give it a
Oh,
hand out.
that's
Okay,
gonna
you
feed
need
it
to let
plenty
it
of
out.
blood, just saying.
Period.
That would be the worst paladin weapon ever.
All right, so you guys, you're gonna stop at Ballard or you're gonna stop at Yartar?
What's it pick on?
I guess you are.
What's further north, because he did recommend.
Ballard, but here's the thing, man. I mean, in 2 months you're gonna be in the middle of winter, and you've got at least a 2-month trip.
How far is Yartar?
That's half your journey,
How far
probably.
journey?
I think
Well,
so.
let's go to the town that's like we used to
3 days off.
3 days off.
Just get a few supplies.
Yeah, get a few
Let's
things.
see. Let me find the map here.
What did Hecton's ointment do?
You just have to look. It's all randomly rolled.
Yeah.
That's what it did. Randomly rolled this chart. Yeah, Yartar is about almost half your journey there. It's a little less than half. So you probably could get there and be all right.
Okay.
And buy your winter
Let's
clothing
go
there.
Yeah.
All right. You're gonna learn giant.
Yeah.
Does anybody else want to learn giant?
I would like to
Yes, I would.
teach
Yeah.
my golf in
Excellent.
common.
Like-
What's it gonna cost me? Well,
We'll say at the end of this journey that you'll learn common. Go to Yartar here.
We all need to learn to speak giant teacher.
Boy, I thought you was gonna get that sword. It's like, weapons are you proficient with? And he's like, I don't think I'm proficient with any.
I don't think I am. But even then, I wouldn't have kept it because I'm a Marine.
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
Marine fighter.
But if you did, if you'd have told me, you'd be like, man, I think I'm proficient with longsword. It'd be like, it turned into a longsword.
Like, hit him up box.
So.
How much? Damn, but you're over here cheesing out, shit.
Like, I got the most awesome sword in the world. I don't care what I gotta do to keep it.
Huh?
you ask for a hammer and it literally turns into one of them
Write down the day.
Hey,
Today that Evan says that that's the cursed item. It'll fuck us up in the future.
I had to kill the whole party just to sedate the sword.
I was kind of hoping for a belt of giant string just so I could use my hammer more often.
So it's some kind of item we're gonna carry to where it wants to go.
Okay, so I'm assuming when you come through here, it's not a place you're gonna stay overnight, right? Because you have Harshnag.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So you're just gonna make
This-
stop.
Yeah, we'll make
Stop
camp
to look at some
somewhere.
supplies.
Okay.
Liquidate what we can.
Fly your flag.
Oh,
Yeah.
always. In fact, I made another one, gave him to Harshnag, because until today he's a member of the company now. Yeah.
So how
I'm
much
asking
gold
you
stuff
for
do
it to
we
be a part of
find?
it, just like, here, man, you're part of us now.
There's nothing here you could buy any value.
Pennies for that.
The first words I taught the goblin in common was Greenfields Company.
That's the goblin part of it too.
Yeah, we got
Yes.
goblin now.
Yeah, you got a
We
goblin.
learned that too.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm making him smart, damn it. I'm
We can actually
tutoring him
speak to the giant
about
and
everything.
So, we'll go ahead and wrap this
Well, I
up.
know
You guys get to Yartar. You guys aren't planning to stay a while, right?
No.
So I'm not gonna have to lay out, buy some supplies, and you're gonna head to the spine of the world, to the Temple of the Allfather.